Hello and welcome to Ipswich's Real Estate Podcast, formerly On the Couch with Steve. This is a podcast that helps you navigate the often complex world of buying, selling and renting real estate in Ipswich and the surrounding areas. I'm Steve Athanates. I'm the owner of NGU Real Estate here in Ipswich and a couple other places around the joint. I'm joined today by Matthew Taylor Farrington from Purple Bunny Marketing.
Hello.
Matthew,
Thank you for having me.
How are you?
Yes.
Thanks for coming along as always. Now, today we're going to have a discussion about what happened. Today's the 1st of April.
Yes.
But we're going to have a discussion about what happened in the Ipswich real estate market for the month of March, which finished yesterday.
I know.
So,
it's awkward the way it fell this week, this month, but
it's quite fun. We get to see each other more regularly. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
Yes.
So we're going to have a chat about, you wanted to ask me some questions about what actually happened in our marketplace.
Yeah, so I guess what are we seeing out there? Because obviously we also had interest rates fall last time. Mm-hmm. So did that have an impact? And have we seen a lift in what's going on?
Well, look, I'll be honest. The interest rate cut didn't have quite the effect that I thought it was going to.
Yep.
I thought it would have really spurred the market on and given the market a lot of confidence. Now, when you hear the results that you'll achieve, you'll think, well, didn't it do that? But it's been different. Difference in terms of open homes, inquiry level. It's been surprising. It's been a little patchy.
Okay.
So we'll get, a property that's new to the market and which, 3 months ago we would have got run over.
Yes.
And now you'll get limited emails, you'll get a couple of phone calls. First weekend on the market, you might get 6 people through where, 3 months ago we probably got 15 groups through.
Yes.
So it's been just a little patchy. Having said that, the results
Not bad.
are quite amazing, but
But
it just hasn't been what we would have thought.
Yes. So what were the results then? How did you go listing and how did we go selling?
Okay, now remember, we had a cyclone.
Yes,
in
we
March.
did. It's hard to believe that happened.
Yeah, it seems like a long time ago. Now, for
Yes.
anyone who's out there who was affected by the cyclone, our hearts go out to you. So I hope you're okay. A lot of us, luckily, weren't affected.
Relatively
the way
unaffected,
we could have been. But halfway through the month, we're thinking, oh my God, it's looking diabolical.
Yes.
However, we listed in 31 days 63 Ipswich homes.
Wow.
So 2 a day, which really did cheer me up quite substantially, if I'm being honest.
Yes.
We also sold 66 Ipswich properties. So again, more than 2 a day.
Yes.
Which equated to $50.6 million worth of Ipswich.
Oh, wow.
Sold by the amazing team at NGU Real Estate in all of our 6 locations.
Yes.
So absolutely monstrous month for us to crack 50 million. Obviously a huge result. We're not that far off $2 million worth of real estate a day.
Yes.
For the month of March.
Yes.
So you can see the results. The results were pretty good.
Yes.
But like I said, halfway through the month, just didn't seem like that could be possible. So to all of our amazing sellers, thank you for trusting the team at NGU Real Estate. To all of our buyers of those 66 houses, congratulations. You're in a new beautiful home or on the way to being there. So thank you for using our services.
And I guess leading on from that, was there any hotspots that we saw? Was there any certain markets that, I guess from a listing perspective, is there any areas that are coming to market more so than anywhere else? Is there anywhere that stands out?
Look, hard to say. The whole market generally performed really quite strongly.
Yep.
One of the last areas of the market that really gets the uplift tends to be units and townhouses. Mm-hmm. They can stay at lower prices longer than anything else. In this market, we're now starting to see really strong interest in that unit townhouse market, and we're getting really good prices.
Yep.
So for a lot of those units and townhouses, they were always normally substantially cheaper than a freestanding house on its own block of land.
Yep.
But we're seeing those sorts of properties actually achieve really strong money. We sold a 3-bedroom townhouse in Goodna in a complex where there's probably 110 units. We set a record price in that complex at $532,000.
Yeah, wow.
These are properties that probably transacted even 2 years ago at $320,000.
Yeah, right.
So they're up a couple of $100,000 on what they were a few years ago. So Overall, the signs of the market are really quite strong. Obviously, like I said, there's been a little bit of hesitation, obviously with the cyclone that sort of slowed everyone down there for a week or so. We've now had the federal election been called. Obviously, that's coming on May 3. So some people will naturally sit back, wait and see what's going to happen.
What happens?
If there's a change of government or whether we get more of the same or what's going to happen.
Yes.
People generally like stability, and once they understand what's coming, that they'll
make
probably
decisions.
tend to be more decisive in their actions. So we've seen a little bit of indecision.
Yeah.
But overall, that that sales market is really strong.
Yes.
Rentals, slightly different story. It's really, at one point in time, we talked about demand was just ridiculous.
Correct,
and, it was almost impossible to get a rental. It's definitely not that case anymore. However, our amazing property management team here, they leased out 16 properties, so one every 2 days for the month of March. We brought on 9 new managements, so 9 new clients coming to NGU Real Estate for us to manage their property. So overall, that market, we've seen a softening of prices.
Yes.
Some really popular areas are still really, really strong and in high demand. But overall, there's not as much competition as maybe we saw going back even 12 months ago. So for renters, I think out there's a bit of good news there where, that market is just starting to just free up a little bit.
Yeah. And what do you think's happened? Is it just because there was more properties come to market to be available, like more people
Look, I
potentially
think
bringing investors into the market?
Say areas like some of our areas, our newer areas, say Deebing Heights, Ripley, South Ripley, we've probably seen a fair bit of investment stock come to market.
Yes.
So we've probably seen a little bit stronger supply.
Yeah.
Demand is still quite strong, but we've had a lot of property come to market.
Yep.
In our older or more established areas, we don't see quite as much turnover.
Yes.
Because they tend to be popular areas. But at the end of the day, overall, I think we would say it's pretty good news for people who are renting.
Yes.
Okay. More access, more opportunity, more choice.
Yeah, agreed. And I guess leaning into your buying and selling side of things, but what are you seeing, I guess, the homes that are increasing that you're still kind of seeing, like we're still seeing the market increase in price, right? Everyone was, that's going to stop, that's going to change, but we're still seeing it increase and people are still paying that money. But what are we kind of seeing as the cream property that people are chasing?
Acreage still remains very popular, so large blocks. So people who are chasing lifestyle, and we saw this kick on from COVID.
Yes.
People value space, open spaces. Yes. So whether it's for kids and dogs to play, or you've got lots of toys, whether that be multiple vehicles, caravans, boats,
bikes,
all those sorts of things. If you need to park stuff, people value big blocks. So it doesn't necessarily have to be acreage. But even if you have a block that's, say, 800 square metres up to 1,000 or bigger, very strong demand just based on the size of the block. Most people, I think, understand now that the value of your property comes out of your land content. That's why, something that's on, say, 300 square metres will sell for a lot less than something that's on 1,000 square metres. It's because the land it sits on is very valuable.
Correct. It's the value.
Houses themselves and units and townhouses, all those things, they actually depreciate in value. It's the land content that actually increases. So, but anything that's on a decent sized block of land, generally speaking, will go like a hot cake. And that's the area that probably the section of the market is the strongest. Decent, big blocks, anything like that will go really strongly, where you'll get multiple offers. One of our salespeople in the office, she just sold something in Jacana Place in Flinders View. Multiple offers, and just about every single person who inquired on this property, it was on around 1,000 square metres, big shed, room to park a caravan, that sort of thing. But most of the people who were looking at that property needed to sell something in order to purchase. So we're starting to see people, and for a long time during COVID, lots of people just sat tight. They just didn't do anything. Whereas now, if something really good comes up on a decent block of land, people are saying, okay, now I'm prepared to release my old house
Yep.
because that's what I want to go to.
Yes.
But they're only doing it for very specific properties.
Yes.
Not just anything.
Any old property.
Yeah. So a lot of them in the past, a lot of them choose to stay put in the house that they knew, in the suburb that they knew, in the area that the kids are growing up or whatever, unless the right property comes up.
Yes.
And now we're starting to see that happen a little bit more often.
Yeah, lovely.
So stock levels are pretty good.
Yeah, that's good.
Yes.
Well, I don't have anything else. I think you've summed up how the performance was. Is there anything else that you need to share with us?
We sold 66 properties. We desperately need more listings. I looked at our stats, and I think last month we listed April 24. I think we listed 59 properties for that month, so very close to 2 a day.
Yep.
So I'm desperately short of stock.
Yes.
We've got an insatiable supply of people who are looking for houses, whether they be investment or principal place of residence. But we've got people in every price point, in every suburb. So if you've ever thought about selling your house, call our amazing team at NGU Real Estate Ipswich. We'd love you to come and do business with us. But mate, apart from that, the market is strong. I think if we see more interest rate cuts, which the next announcement will be in May, which is today's the 1st of April, we're really only 6 to 7 weeks away from another announcement as to what will happen. But I think if we get another cut, I think we'll see this market really kick on from strength to strength.
Yeah, I agree.
So, mate, thank you so much.
That's all right. Thanks for having me.
Our amazing guest, Matthew Taylor Farrington from Purple Bunny Marketing. Guys, if you've enjoyed what you've heard here today, if you'd like to ask any questions, please subscribe to the link below. If you'd like to hear more information, please stay tuned to Ipswich's Real Estate Podcast. I'm Steve Athanates. I'm the owner of NGU Real Estate Ipswich. I look forward to seeing you at our next episode.